Moving to Kansas City, but have you actually figured out where in Kansas City you're going to live yet? Because that answer matters more than most people realize. Get it wrong and you'll know within 6 months. I'm Hannah Morrell. I'm a real estate agent, and more importantly, I live and raise my family right here in Johnson County, Kansas. And in this video, I'm gonna walk through every single city in Johnson County, what each one feels like, who it's best for, and what you can actually afford there. So by the end, you'll know exactly where you belong. Whether you're relocating from out of state, moving for work, or you've just been thinking about this move for a while, this is the video I wish someone had made when I was figuring it all out. Let's get into it. Before we get into Johnson County specifically, let me give you a quick lay of the land because Kansas City confuses people at first. Kansas City actually straddles 2 states. On the east side, you have Kansas City, Missouri, and that's the urban core, the Plaza, Brookside, Waldo, and the Northland for families, Lee Summit, and Blue Springs further out. Great stuff if that is the vibe that's calling you. But then you cross state line heading west, and that's where Kansas begins. And in Johnson County, Kansas, it's the first thing you hit. It's the largest county in the state by population, one of the wealthiest counties in the entire Midwest, and it is where the majority of KC relocators end up once they do their homework. I'm gonna be straight with you. I'm a Johnson County specialist. I live here, I work here, and I'm raising my kids here. So I have a bias, but I'll show you exactly why, and I'll let you decide. Here's every city in the county, one by one. Before I walk through each city, I want to give you 5 reasons people choose Johnson County over every part of the Kansas City metro, because these apply everywhere in the county, no matter which city ends up being yours. 1, the schools. Blue Valley, Shawnee Mission, and Olathe are 3 of the top ranked school districts in the state of Kansas and consistently rank among the best in the Midwest. This is not a minor thing. Families relocate here specifically for these schools. 2, safety. Johnson County is consistently one of the safest counties in the entire Midwest, and the data back this up year after year. 3, taxes. Kansas has no personal property tax on vehicles, and living on the Kansas side of the state line is a meaningful financial advantage over Missouri. Especially if you're coming from a high tax state, your paycheck goes further here. And 4, jobs. T-Mobile, Black & Veatch, Cerner, H&R Block are major corporate headquarters that are right here in Johnson County. This isn't a bedroom community, it has its own economic engine. 5, lifestyle. The neighborhoods are beautiful, the restaurant scenes have exploded over the last decade, the trails and parks are excellent, and the community feel is something people describe to me over and over again as the thing they didn't expect to love as much as they do. Okay, now let's talk cities. Let's start with Overland Park, the largest city in Johnson County, and honestly, the heart of it. This is where I live, and I'm not even a little bit biased when I tell you it's exceptional. Overland Park has everything. Town Center Plaza for shopping and dining, some of the best Blue Valley school options in the country, beautiful established neighborhoods alongside brand new construction in a price range that spans from the mid 300,000s all the way past almost $2 million. No matter your budget within the JoCo range, there is an Overland Park neighborhood for you. The corporate presence here is strong. T-Mobile's headquarters is in Overland Park, the restaurant scene is legitimately great, and the community events, the trails, and the parks, it just feels like a place people actually want to be. Highly recommend, obviously. Leawood is the luxury market of Johnson County, full stop. This is where you find the larger lots, the more architecturally significant homes, the mature trees, and quiet streets that signal old money because Leawood borders Mission Hills, which is genuinely old Kansas City money. Price points here start around $600,000 and climb from easily into the $2 million plus range in certain pockets. If you're a move-up buyer or relocating at the executive level, Leawood is the answer. The schools are excellent, the neighbors tend to be established professionals and longtime Kansas City families, and inventory is tight because people who live there don't want to leave. Olathe might be the most underrated city on the entire list. It is one of the fastest growing cities in the Kansas City metro, and it has its own highly rated school district and has the best value for new construction in all of Johnson County right now. If your budget is in the 300,000s to 600,000s and you want a newer home, a newer neighborhood, and more square footage for your dollar, start in Olathe. The city has invested heavily in its downtown corridor, the trail system is excellent, and it has a real community feel that a lot of buyers don't expect until they actually visit. Prairie Village is charming in a way that photos honestly don't capture. It's one of the original planned suburbs in Kansas City, and most homes here were built in the 1950s and 60s, and that gives it a walkability and character that newer suburbs just don't have. The shops at Prairie Village are a neighborhood anchor, great local restaurants, a farmer's market, and real walkable Main Street feel. And because everyone who moves there falls in love with it, inventory is perpetually tight and prices reflect that. You're looking at $400,000 to $1 million for most homes, and well-priced listings move fast. If Prairie Village is calling you, you need to be ready to move and compete. Lenexa is the hidden gem of Johnson County, and I will stand by that. It's still in a moment of discovery, which means right now is a genuinely great time to buy before it fully arrives. New development corridors, great schools, and a booming restaurant and retail scene near City Center Lenexa, and a trail system that connects beautifully to the broader Johnson County Trail Network. Price points are competitive with Lenexa, and you're looking at $350,000 to $700,000 for most of the market. If you feel like feeling of being ahead of the curve on a neighborhood, Lenexa is your city. Shawnee is a city that often gets overlooked in favor of its neighbors, but it deserves real attention, especially for buyers who want more space for their money without sacrificing location. Price points begin around $300,000 to $600,000 for most of the single-family homes, and newer construction can easily be in the mid-$700,000s to $1 million. Shawnee has great parks, and Shawnee Mission Park is one of the largest urban parks in the entire Kansas City metro. Solid school options and a mix of established neighborhoods and newer development. Price points are genuinely more accessible than Overland Park or Leawood, making this a strong option for a move-up buyer and coming from a starter home. Good bones, great location, and underappreciated. Mission Hills is the most prestigious address in all of Johnson County, arguably in all of Kansas City. This is old money, estate properties, and private streets and homes that have been in families for generations. If you are searching in the $2 million plus range and want the pinnacle of established Kansas City luxury, Mission Hills is it. Inventory rarely hits the open market. Fairway is a tiny city, just over 4,000 people, sandwiched between Mission Hills and Prairie Village, and has that same timeless charm. Beautiful mid-century homes, walkability, strong community identity. It's the kind of place where everyone knows everyone, smaller inventory and strong demand, and very lovable. To give you perspective, only 97 homes sold in the last 365 days in Fairway, most being in the upper 600,000s to over $1 million. Mission sits right at the heart of the inner ring and is going through a real estate revitalization. More affordability entry points at the $200,000 than its neighbors, but with most falling under that $600,000. Improving restaurant and retail scene and a location that puts you minutes from everything, it's a great option if you want to be close to the action with a lower price point, and a smart buy as the area is continuing to develop. Merriam is affordable, centrally located, and often overlooked, which makes it interesting. It's one of the most accessible entry points in all of Johnson County living, with a solid older housing stock and easy highway access. If you're a first-time buyer or looking for the lowest price point in Johnson County, Merriam deserves a look. Most homes are between $250,000 and $500,000. Roeland Park is a small and tight-knit community that has attracted a younger demographic over the last several years, partly because of its price point and partly because of its walkability and proximity to Westwood and Mission. It has a scrappy, community-forward energy that people either love immediately or discover slowly. Worth knowing about, price points are entry-level $250,000 to $500,000. Westwood is one of the smallest cities in Johnson County and barely a square mile, but it punches above its weight in charm and location, and it sits right at the state line, which gives you easy access to both sides of the metro and has a quiet residential feel with character homes. A niche pick, but the right pick for a certain buyer. Only 41 homes sold in the last 365 days, most ranging from the mid $400,000 to upper $900,000, with even a few reaching mid $1.5 million. Gardner is for the buyer who wants space, and I mean real space. Larger lots, more rural feel, and newer construction at price points that are genuinely hard to find anywhere else in Johnson County. It's for further out, about 30 miles from downtown Kansas City, so you are trading commute time for land and value. For remote workers or buyers who prioritize lifestyle over proximity, Gardner is worth a serious consideration. It also has areas that qualify for the USDA loan, which is a loan for rural areas where you can put no money down. Price ranges range from $200,000 to $650,000 for new construction. Spring Hill sits right on the Johnson-Miami County line and is growing fast. New construction neighborhoods, larger lots, and a small town community feel, and some of the most competitive price points in the entire county. If you want new, want land, and want to be a part of a community that still is building its identity, Spring Hill is a compelling option. Prices are mid $200,000 to $650,000 for new construction. DeSoto is the most rural feel you'll find while still technically being in Johnson County, and it has a loyal base of residents who wouldn't trade it for anything. Quiet, spacious, affordable, with good highway access to both Olathe and Kansas City proper. It's not for everyone, but for the right buyer, the one who wants peace, space, and to pay significantly less per square foot, DeSoto is the answer. From the low $300,000 to mostly mid $500,000s, you can find many affordable housing options. Let me give you a quick price anchor across the county so you know what you're working with. Entry-level Johnson County, think Merriam, DeSoto, parts of Gardner, and Spring Hill, and you can find homes in the low to mid 300,000s. Moving into Olathe, Lenexa, and Shawnee, you're looking at 350,000 to 600,000 for most of the market. Overland Park and Prairie Village range from 400,000 to over $1 million depending on the neighborhood, and Leawood and Mission Hill start at 600,000 and go wherever the market takes them. Property taxes in Johnson County run roughly 1.2 to 1.4% of an assessed value, which is lower than Missouri and lower than a lot of states people are moving from. The market right now is competitive for well-located and well-priced homes, especially anything in a Blue Valley attendance zone, which is exactly why having someone who knows this market specifically, and not just the KC Metro broadly, makes a real difference. Okay, 15 cities, 1 county, and 1 video. If you've made it this far, you are seriously considering a move. And I want to be the person in your corner when you're ready. I put together a free Johnson County relocation guide, and it goes even deeper on every city, breaks down the school districts, gives you current price ranges, builder recommendations, and the things I tell every client before they start their search. Comment the word Johnson below, and I will get it to you directly. If you want to go deeper on any specific city, I'm going to be dropping dedicated videos on each of these cities. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss them. I'm Hannah Morrell with Morrell Signature Real Estate Group, and this is the Red Bow Standard, and I'll see you on the next one.